Getting client feedback on website design projects can be a time-consuming process. Well, not if you use a specialized tool like WP Feedback, where clients can point, click, and provide quick feedback about the specific part of the design. So, no more confusion, no more time drain. Now, besides this, what all goodness does WP Feedback provides to speed up the whole design revisions process? Here is Vito Peleg, the founder of WP Feedback, sharing hand-on video walkthrough of this useful product and what more amazing things are in the works. So let's welcome Vito on the show and get started. Hi, Vito.
Hi, Davinder. Great to be back.
Okay, cool. So are you ready to share your screen and show the power of WP Feedback?
Yes, let's do it. All right, so I'm gonna share my screen here, and what I'd like to do is because I know that we talked about the plugin before,
Mhm.
but you really didn't have much chance really going through and looking into the ins and outs of what's happening here, right?
Mhm.
So you're gonna be our user, right? Just asking questions and see what's going on.
Awesome.
Perfect. Okay, so let's just start. Let's just dive right in. So first of all, you install the plugin, of course. So we already have it installed right here. One thing that we're not going to see on the video because we're just going to skip through this is that as soon as you install the plugin, it pushes you through an onboarding sequence. It just tells you to put the license key. You can choose the notifications that you want to get,
Okay.
and gives you a bit of a tutorial on how to use it and how to make the most out of it. We're seeing users that are saving up to 3 hours every single week per team member. So if you have a team of 10, it's basically you can save like 30 hours a week just by using this plugin. Also, it's reducing between 2 to 2.5 weeks from project's completion time, just because, as you said, very often clients just don't comply with what we need from them. They don't send us the information on time, and
Mhm.
that creates a lot of problems. So this is exactly what we're solving here. And right, so we have the plugin installed. Let's just dive to the front end. So we created, just before the video, we created a little bit of a playing ground here for smart web creators. And yeah, it's as simple as clicking the plus icon here, choosing any element on the page on which you want to make a comment. So let's say, Davinder, you don't like my emoji here. So click here and change this icon uh, to something softer. I don't know. Right? As soon as I click add comment, done. It was sent now to the designer based on the users that are defined here. So
Okay.
we can set up like some default user, which you're gonna see later.
Mhm.
But let's explore what we have on this top bit here. Here you're gonna have a list of all of the WordPress users,
Mhm.
as long as they are allowed to comment and engage in feedback. So even if it's a live website and you have thousands of users, you can just not choose these user roles and just choose the user roles that are allowed to kind of engage with internal communications. Next up, we have the priority of the task. So I would say that this is pretty low, but if you were a client, you'll probably say that this is critical, right? uh, Next up, we have the status. So we can start working on the task. Now it's in progress. If it's pending review, and once it's complete, it changes to a green icon here.
Mhm.
Then when I refresh the page, this won't appear. So you always know what you need to work on. So everything that is done is hidden from view unless you click a little icon that I'm going to show you in a bit. And let's open this back up so we can work on this. And now we have a screenshot tool. So one click, and you get this little sound in the background as well. And it pulls a view of the current, it pulls an image of the current view. That doesn't matter where you're on,
And
doesn't matter.
this image is saved in the WordPress dashboard, right?
So it's saving it to our little hidden folder, the WP feedback folder. Any image that you upload through the upload icon here,
Mhm.
that goes directly into the media folder, so that you can straight away use it instead of download and re-upload it.
And going back to your critical and not so important thing, like if you select critical, does it like indicate some color change there or a red mark, or it's just would say critical, or critical task would be shown separately rather than the low priority or high priority? How does that?
So
Identify.
we have a little filter here. So let's go to the sidebar. You kind of, I'm going to get to the sidebar in a second. Just go to the last tab
Okay.
in here where we can see like the resolution in the browser, which again, you know, a lot of times we just have these annoying back and forth with the client trying to figure out.
Browser is very important. Internet
Yes,
Explorer, you never know.
right. If it's Internet Explorer, you know, you got to fire the client, right? It's not the right person for us. But also you can see that, like, you know, sometimes you get a message of a client saying, I can't see it on my, I'm looking at my screen and I can't see it. And then you realize after an hour of walking around that he's looking on his super old phone or something like
Yeah.
that. So this just completely cancels this process back and forth with them, just by letting you know what happened and who this was actually. Right, so now we're gonna close this one up. You know what? Let's just upload something to see how that works. Just gonna take a
Maybe
bit of
grab an
an
image that you can replace the emoji.
exactly. So let's say instead of the emoji, we want to upload. I have the little GIF here, so it's a pretty big file, but it's gonna upload as well. And yeah, so we have this guy, and it just shows you what needs to happen. So you can start working on this. You can also upload the document. So let's say this is the chunk of text. We have this lorem ipsum in here.
Okay.
Let's say we want to change this. We're asking the client for content, right?
Yep.
So the client can go here and say, please add this content instead. Or they can either write it up here, which I think is the best, or if it's like a long form or a blog, they can upload the document inside. I don't think I have a document here, but you get the drift, right?
Yep.
And all right, let's just add this comment, and now it's saved in here. Now, as you can see, sometimes it's gonna hide some of the stuff that are below it. So I can just drag it out of view so I can see what's going on under the area that I need to work on at the moment. When I'm gonna refresh the page, it's gonna snap back to where it was. Oh, page can't be found. Oh, because I changed the URL. There it is. Cool. So so you can see it snapped back to where it was. And now you can just dive back to working. Now back to your question about the critical. This is what we have the sidebar for. So on the sidebar, there's all kinds of cool stuff happening here. First of all, you can see all the tasks that were created on this page.
Okay.
You can also see all the tasks that were created on the entire website. So let's say I want to go to this one. Just going to click on it. It's going to take me to that page and open it for me and scroll down so I can see exactly what the problem is and start working on it straight away. And even if I'm going to go to, let's say, this guy, you see it scrolls around the page for us. I clicked on the general task, and you can see that we have this generic task here. If we don't want to talk about something specific, we can click on general task, and it creates like stuff that is not bound to a div. What else we have? We can click here. You see it scrolls to where it is. So it just moves with you as you're working on different tasks right here.
Okay.
Let's go back to our page that we created together. Yep, there it is. Cool. So you asked about priority. So this one, what's the priority on this one? This is critical, right?
Yep.
So I can go to task urgency and click on critical, and then I see just the stuff that are critical.
Okay.
And I can add to it as well. So this one is low. So only once I add the low, it will show. Can reset this and see just the low bit as well. And again, you click and it just pops open. You can start working straight away. You can also do the same filtering on all pages. So let's see all the critical stuff on the entire website. You can see these two guys, the one that we just created 6 minutes ago, and we have one from 18 days ago because this is like our demo environment here. What else on the sidebar here? Well, you can also filter based on task status. So if you want to see some completed tasks, let's go to complete. And now you can see everything that has this green check. On this page, we don't have anything complete. So let's complete this one. And I'm just going to refresh so you can see that he disappeared now. But let's say I do want to see the completed task. So here I can still see it. And I can also click here, show completed, and then I can start seeing this guy and reopen it if I need it.
Yeah, that is what I was going to ask you. Can we open the completed task and read?
Exactly. So that's why we have this guy here. But something that happens often, so for example, if we're going to go to our demo site, right? Okay. Demo.wpfeedback.co. there's loads and loads of tickets that are created by our users, right? So just people, random people that are going on the website, and it could be overwhelming once you land on a page that looks like this. So if you get too many stuff, you can just remove this, and then it's gone. And when I'm gonna reopen it, boom, it goes back on. Or when I kind of even when I want to start commenting again, as soon as I click the plus icon, it re-triggers this thing, so I can see, oh, here I already have a task. I don't need to create a brand new one. So you go back to the process, and that also eliminates. You know how sometimes you're getting these millions of emails that are about the same thing, but they're not nested inside each other. So that just completely cancels this. Because if I'm going to try to create this, it's going to tell me there's already a task created on this thing, and it's just going to open it back for me, so I can keep communicating with the same thread instead of creating multiple new ones. That just creates confusion.
Awesome.
What else we have here on the sidebar? So we've seen on this page, we've seen all pages. We also have the backend, which we're going to talk about in a second. We can click here to go to the dashboard, and then we have our reports. This is awesome for revision rounds. So, for example, let's say I'm doing, I've done the entire design, or even content, asking for some content. So let's say I'm working on this website, and as you can see, we've sprinkled some lorem ipsums all around. And now we need to get the content from the client. So I can just go and click this and just ask for some stuff. Please let me know what title we should have here, right? And that's going to send directly to the client, and I can sprinkle another one. This block should be 3 sentences long, right? And they can visually see the correlation of the text. So we already did this kind of stuff, in Word documents and stuff, but you never see how it correlates to the design. So they often get confused and send you like 3 sentences where it obviously needs to be like 3 words.
Yeah.
So this just kind of puts things in perspective for them as well. And then once you're done sprinkling all these stickers, you can click on Daily Report, and that's going to send out a report of all the tasks that were created in the last 24 hours. So the client gets like one list of everything in one place. So it's really, really nice and organized from that sense. Or you can also do the weekly report, which is great for care plans and stuff, or ongoing projects. What we do is that when we have an ongoing project, every Friday, we send a report out to tell them what we did this week, what we're working on right now, and what we're going to work on next.
And this report would be an email, or it's like PDF? What format?
Yes, it's an email that is being sent out. Let me even show you how that looks. So I'm just going to go to feedback roadmap, so you can see the template. By the way, if you're already here, there's a roadmap, live roadmap and public roadmap of everything that we're working on. You can browse to see what we've already done, what we're working on next. You can bring in some ideas if you like, and so on. Here, I'm looking for the summary of the day to see this template. Yeah, so this is how it looks. And once you click on the open here, it just takes you to the page, scrolls down, and opens the task like we've seen that it does from inside the website. And that's basically.
I believe you have white label feature also, right?
Yes, we're going to see the white label.
That powered by WP feedback would be gone, right? If you're using the white label feature.
This will be gone, this entire bar, but also you can change the colors. So our blue will change to whatever color you have. I know that for you, it's like a nice purple look, right?
Yep.
We're going to rebrand it with your branding in a minute. Yeah, you know what? Let's just do that. No, before we do that, let's see the backend feature.
Okay.
So I'm going to click on one of the backend items, and it's going to take me to the backend. And everything that you've seen us do on the front end, we can do in the backend as well. So we can explain different plugin UIs and different kind of tasks that are happening in the backend. They can ask us about certain things. I don't know what's going on. Let's go here. Right. Yeah. So we can see an example. So here we have, for example, your store does not appear to be using a secure connection. This is just a demo site. We have WooCommerce installed, and there's no SSL.
Okay.
So there's a ticket here say we need to get an SSL, a message from us to the client, or a message from the client to us. Why is the website not secure? Just on this notice. We have one here explaining the Yoast UI here a little bit. What's wrong with this guy? Something of a comment here. Please delete this comment. So you can do everything that we've done on the front end in the back end as well, giving you a 360 view of your entire communications around the website. Cool. That's basically the basic function of the plugin. You click and you make a comment anywhere on the site, front and back. Do you want to see some stuff happening on the settings? See the white label area? Right. So here we have the white label area. Let's get your logo. So I think we even have this. I just do it like smart. Oh. It's best to kind of like put it in a certain size, but I'm just gonna take this guy for a second and let's try and make this nice with your thing. I'm gonna take the color as well. Great. So now I'm gonna go back here to the settings and I'm gonna upload this image. Choose it, and with the color, just gonna paste in the new color that I chose. Did I choose it?
Yep.
There it is. Now when I click Save Changes, boom, the entire thing is branded with your style. Probably something a little darker would be nicer for this UI.
Yeah, because it's like a circus now.
Yeah, it's like right in your face, right? But that also does the trick, still kind of look it within your style.
Yep.
And if we're gonna go to the front end, everything now changed colors as well here. So now we have the new purple. Even here on the side, everything is nice and branded, but we still have this guy, right? Let's get rid of it. So we're gonna go back here and remove the powered by. Now you see it says WP feedback here. And as soon as we save this changes to just feedback. On the front end, if I'm gonna refresh, this will be gone.
And you can also change the word feedback, or is it like default?
Feedback is feedback. That's the default thing here.
Okay.
I'm sure that in the future we're gonna introduce a few more kind of cool things with white label. On the centralized dashboard, there's also gonna be a way where you can systemize this process. So you do it once over there, and every new installation based on your license that you install will already apply your colors, will apply your logo. Even the logo, if we're gonna go to here. Let's go into incognito, so we're not logged in. So you see, we can even do these comments without being logged in. So now guest mode is on, and we can still make comments and do the same stuff that we did, which is great for while you're working. But let's just do like the WPF equals login equals 1. Yeah, perfect. So there's also this bit, so you can log in if you're going from the email to the website, and so it will identify that you're not logged in, and it's going to give you this prompt. So you don't even need to go to the back end and to WP admin, log in, and then go back to the front end. You click from the email, you dive right in here, and then you start commenting straight away.
Okay.
Close the incognito. Great. So we've been on the back end. We've seen some of this stuff. Nothing really to kind of like hang on here, just some technical bits and pieces. Something cool that you can do here is we're using a support desk. So all our communications need to go in there. So you can just drop your support email in here, and it's going to take every notification and put it inside there, nested and neatly organized within the tickets.
Nice.
Then we have our permission screen. Let's go to the permissions, where we can decide which features each user role is allowed. So it's not really user role, it's user type. So you have the WordPress user roles that are listed in here, and you can decide who can comment and who cannot comment. Okay. But also we have our own level of restrictions. So even if everyone is an admin, you still want a different experience for the webmaster compared to the client, compared to just random people that are helping the client, like the SEO manager or the translator or shop manager, all these kind of different people. So you can choose what to allow them to do right here. So as you can see, the webmaster can do everything. And there's some default settings that are already set up here. The client, they can choose users to notify, they can choose the priority, but they can't change the status, which gives you control as the webmaster on where the task is. But if you do want to give them the ability, you can. And the same thing for guests and other user roles. And when a new user is landing on the website, they see this little prompt that asking them, who are you? Are you the client, the webmaster, or other?
Okay.
Yeah, that's pretty much the functions on here in the backend as well. Any questions so far, Davinder?
No, it looks simple.
Yeah.
It looks straightforward. I think for a new user, the only thing would be like once they select the type of user, they won't want to see how a client would see the site. Obviously, they can see it by logging off from their site and seeing in the private.
Exactly.
Because the curiosity part still be there.
I agree, and you can still play around with this. And if you want to change your own role just to see what's going on, you can always go to your profile and scroll down to our section here.
Okay.
And you can see we have the user type, where you can choose the different users. For this guy, I'm the webmaster, and I'm going to stay like this. I can also choose which notifications I want to receive. Notifications for every new task, every new comment. When a task is marked as complete. If it's the project manager, let's say he wants to know that stuff are done, right? So this tells them when it's done, or just the client. He doesn't want to be notified about every reply. He just wants to know that it's done, like let's say the business manager.
Okay.
And then we have the automated reports as well. Once a week or once a day, you can get like a full overview of what happened. So you do your own kind of like settings here as well.
So
what else were here? We have the dashboard, which we like the task center, which you haven't spoke about, where you can dive in and see the stuff that we've done on the front end, but in a more systemized way. So you can jump between tasks really, really fast.
Just like Gmail inbox.
Exactly. Yeah, it's like so you can filter stuff here. It's like Gmail inbox. We based on support desks, which is the same idea.
Yep.
But you can just jump between different things, change the status. Everything is like Ajax, so it updates automatically. You see the things that are in the admin, general tasks, or in the front end, what is complete, what is not, and so on. So you can just jump right in and say, this is awesome, right?
Okay, so what do we have under the Integrate tab?
So the Integrate basically just a notice that tells you that you can integrate this with Zapier. And then it takes you to just like a tutorial on how to do it. So let's do like a knowledge base. Yeah, it just takes you to this screen that shows you how to create a Zap so that you can integrate everything through Zapier if you like. Even though what we which we do as well, we work with teamwork. So every little thing every new ticket that is created is duplicated into the client's project within teamwork, but that can work the same way with Asana or ClickUp or whatever they have on Zapier.
So just to summarize that, these tasks that are created, they can be added automatically to your project management tool of your choice via Zapier integration, right?
Exactly. Which is at the moment, it's like a one-way communication. So we're just listing the stuff in there. But if you make changes and stuff, it's not going to update it in there. That's why we're currently building our centralized dashboard, which is very, very kind of ambitious kind of intake, because we're basically starting to compete with project management systems and support desk.
And that is what we're going to show next, right? A sneak peek.
Yes, we're going to show you a little bit about how this looks. Yeah, let's just dive in there.
Okay,
so I'm going to show
just for users who may get confused on this, like this is the upcoming feature of WP Feedback. As of now, all the tasks and tickets is happening in your WordPress dashboard, but they're also launching an online SaaS-based place where all your tickets and stuff gets there, and you can directly reply and access from there, just like the managed WP where you can put all your websites and update them, compared to main WP where you have to install a plugin and manage within a WordPress dashboard. So the bottom line is you will be taken out of your WordPress dashboard but into a centralized online location where you can do all the magic, right?
Exactly. So the idea is we're looking at the two end users. So one of them is the developer or the designer or the agency,
Mhm.
which is this is what they need to use, and then or they can still use whatever other platform through Zapier if they like, but this is a lot more powerful as I'm going to show you.
Mhm.
And then on the other end you have the client, which in most cases we try to drive the client like with before this tool we kind of like push the client into all kinds of different SaaS solutions. You need to go to Trello to leave tickets. You need to go there and do stuff, which never works. They never want to do it.
Yep.
So the point is that the client is using their own website as they should, so that they can get familiar with the product that they bought, basically. And you have granular control through the centralized dashboard.
Okay.
So what we're seeing here is very similar to this screen, the task center, where you're managing things on a singular website, but on here you can just click through between the different websites that you're managing, and then you get all the tasks. You click on the task and you can start working on the task itself right here instantly. And another cool thing here is that by clicking on open tasks page, because now you can manage multiple users through here. So you have the WordPress users that are connected to through the plugin, but you also have the WP feedback users, which are your teammates that are each logged into this platform. And when they click here, and within my agency, we like to use just one admin for the entire agency. So it
Mhm.
doesn't so you don't have a user for every person, and there's just like one user for the
Whole,
agency.
yeah, for all websites of an agents.
Exactly. So once you click on this button, it takes you to that page, right? Like here, and opens the task.
Okay.
But it also logs you in straight away through a temporary token, so
Uh-huh.
that you don't even need to go through the login process as the
Okay.
web developer. But it also, through this token, it knows who logged in, who clicked it. So,
Okay.
for example, if I am Vito and I'm clicking here, it will know that Vito is making changes on that website. Or if you, Davinder, are within my team and you
Mhm.
click this button, it will know that within Vito's team, Davinder is the one that is working on this website right now.
Okay.
So even changes that you're making within the WordPress, like within the WordPress website, are being fed back to list everything that is happening. So if we're gonna go to the view of the user, wait a minute, yeah. See, like Beatrice did this change on this particular website 12 minutes ago. Beatrice changed the status or marked this task as complete on this particular website 48 minutes ago. So you have the highest level of control over your WordPress ecosystem ever. No one gives you this kind of level of control, because it's always they always focus around an entire solution of agencies as a whole rather than just the WordPress ecosystem.
And this can be a real time saver for, especially for agency users or even for DIY users who manage multiple websites, because they don't need to create a separate login or admin, because they can just do it from one account from one single place.
Yeah, well, ideally, you should have like a user because you need to install the plugin. So you went into the website, you installed the plugin, and then that user will be used to create any changes or to kind of like work on the website.
And this will also offload some processing that happens on your WordPress hosting server to the SaaS system, right?
So you will have the ability to choose where you want the actions to happen.
Okay.
Right now, every solution that is out there is not saving information on the website itself.
Okay.
And we're the only ones that are saving information on the website itself or working from within the WordPress installation. That has advantages and disadvantages. The advantages is that it's super, super, super fast. So you can see it right here, jumping between tasks, which are basically each one of these is a post, right? It's a
Yeah.
post with comments. but you can see how fast it is to as you're working on multiple tasks. So this is only because we're built into the website. We have that level of efficiency that no one else on the market has, jumping between different tasks and working like that really, really efficiently. So that's definitely calling to a different server is going to slow down the process a little bit. But what we're trying to kind of like do here is maybe save only the last 100 tasks on
Yeah.
the website. So this way you always have a record of everything that happened, but in terms of your ongoing work, you're still enjoying the speed and efficiency of an integrated solution.
Awesome. And what is the lead time? Like, when are you expected to launch this new thing in WP Feedback?
Right. So we're already in the works, and there's some of the screens are already working. It's gonna take between 4 to 6 weeks from now to actually launch this in beta. The people that are joining right now on the lifetime deal are gonna be enjoying this as part of the deal. Once we're going to launch this, then we're gonna change the pricing structure a little bit, because then we're introducing like server costs on our side and all this kind of stuff, which are going to change the structure of the business a little bit. But if you're a lifetimer, it's going to be included in this. Not only lifetimers, people that joined us at this stage, and we already have hundreds and hundreds of users. This is going to be included in this. Let me show you a few more cool things here, Davinder, quickly.
Okay.
So another cool thing that we have here is the tracking, is time tracking. So you can track time for the task, but also for the person. So if I'm logged in here and I click play, it's going to record the time that I'm working on this particular task. And even if there's another guy here at the office that is working on this, it's going to track both of these at the same time. And once we hit pause on here, it's going to add both of these time entries into this particular task, because we both needed to work on this together. You can estimate, which is a great way to check yourself. And many times we say that it's going to take 30 minutes and then it takes 2 hours, right? So this is a way to kind of like learn against yourself and see if you're actually...
And no need to use third-party tools for that, like Toggle and all that stuff.
Exactly. So again, my kind of vision is to make sure that WordPress professionals don't need to go anywhere else in terms of their communications with their clients or managing their projects. This is the mission is the way WordPress professionals talk to clients. So we're looking at this as a whole, and which brings me to my next screen. A lot of people use a Kanban view. So like in Trello or even in Monday and this kind of stuff, even in Teamwork, you have the ability to view tasks in this manner and drag things along. So you have this here as well. And when you click on it, well, you could grab and drag tasks between the process based on status or urgency. But in the future, we're going to give the ability to create your own Kanban views as well. So you can create your own processes in here. Once you click on a task, it just opens it like this. And you work on it straight from here. It saves it it notifies the client within WordPress. They go there, but you work in a granular look here. So this is the same kind of view as this guy, but just like in a different workflow, depending on how you like to work, either like a support desk style view or Kanban view. And then we have, so this is like the website view. Every time you install the plugin and insert your license key, boom, it's going to auto sync it onto here. So you have everything on the website itself. Awesome. Now, and you can assign users to it. So maybe not everyone within your organization need to work on this particular website or that particular website. Yeah. So you can see, so as they log in, they can see only their own stuff. And this is the administrator view of your user dashboard. So as the admin, I can click through and then it pulls in this information here. So I can see what Beatrice did here, the notifications that she's getting, if she's going to be added to new websites by default or not, everything that she's done. And then I can also add her to different websites from this view. Very, very intuitive. Everything from left to right, just flow with it, Yeah, so if I'm going to click on add sites to user, it's going to give me all the websites here, and then I can just click and it added the user to the website. Another thing that I'm really, really excited about is this view. And this is, I think this is going to be like the last thing that...
I'll interrupt here. Like, watch this carefully because this is really good.
Right. So when we build websites, the process that I believe should be, and this is how we built it, and I believe that a lot of people are doing the same process. You want to start high and then you drill down, right? So you start with just the architecture of the website. These are the pages that we're going to create. These are the post types that we need for this project. We need the team members. We need the reviews or testimonials, and we have a blog and so on. So you just drag it in. So you install the plugin on a fresh installation of WordPress. That's kind of like the process that we're envisioning here. As soon as you start with the client, you set up this WordPress environment and you install the plugin on there. It's going to list it in here, and then you can start dragging things around to see how the website is going to be structured. So we have the homepage, and then the homepage will have like the about us, the testimonials, the blog, the contact us page, whatever other pages. You just drag it in here and you create this view. And then you can start communicating with the client. The client will have a unique link from either on their own website or a unique link through the dashboard here that they can start communicating on these different pages. So for example, you can tell them, you can click the About Us section, the About Us page, and leave a comment. On this page, we need to have the mission area, and we need to have the team members, and we need to have this, and we need to have that.
So
And then you
feedback is not just for the end part of the project, but also for the beginning part of the project.
Exactly. And again, we're looking at the entire workflow of WordPress professionals, and we're going to build more and more stuff that are
And
around
this
this
will
thing.
give clarity also. Like when you start a project, client would say, oh, I just need a 10-page website. But when you're doing the website and in the process, hey, I forgot 5 more pages, and you're stuck with that estimate, and
Exactly.
you're looking left and right. What if, no, what should I do? Revise the estimate, or how do I adjust? But if you already decide on the sitemap, which some people call sitemap, or the
Yes.
basic structure of the site, then both the client and you are already on clear terms, like what we are dealing with here.
That's why we added this step, because this basically cancels out scope creeps.
Yep.
Because if everyone is in the know about what's going to happen next, then there's no place for doubt or place for like, yeah, just 5 more pages. What do you care? No, it's here. You had your chance to approve it, and then it was done. Only then you move on. So let's say the client saw this and approved it. You change things around based on what they need. They need more pages on this end, less pages on that end.
Okay.
Then you just click this button, generate pages in post. Boom. Because we're integrated into the website, it now created all of this architecture right into the site. So you don't need to go and do like duplicate, or add new in 15 different tabs. It's just going to pull it in with the page title,
Okay.
with the comments in there already, so that they know that they already kind of like talked about this stuff.
Okay.
And you can also create a menu out of this thing. So boom, you get a WordPress menu just by clicking on this button.
Awesome. Saves more time, I guess. Like no need to click duplicate. Even creating a menu takes time, even though it's like a simple thing, but it does take time.
Yeah, well, it's a simple thing when you're working on a simple website. But for example, we have this website here. Let's go to Palette. This one has like a massive like Uber menu with like each one of these is a page, right? So you have like different types of tea in here. It's like a tea shop and whatever. So this is a massive menu to create, and we didn't do it like that, which took a lot more time to kind of apply. So I was really thinking about this particular project, which has like 6,000 products and like almost 100 static pages from day one. So this would have made it a dream to work on, just having it to like this.
Awesome. Any other amazing things in the world?
On here, I think this is pretty much it. Well, there is going to be another feature that will allow, because even though you're working on websites, there still are graphic elements that you need to approve. So like mockups, or you create the logo for the client that you need to discuss that, or sometimes you're already doing the website. So why not? Let's do a little flyer or business card, and you do like a bit of
Yeah,
a
that
branding kind of project.
mockups can be a very handy addition, like a separate section here, like just like you have these buttons for pages and posts and CPT stuff, you can have it like for headers, 2 columns, 3 columns, just like Figma does it. Just you
I
can
like this
drag it.
idea.
You can just drag it. They already have pre-filled lorem ipsum and that silhouette images, so that client doesn't have to figure out or think about where the image will go and all that. So it's just like they can generate a PDF and send it to the client directly from here. Okay, dude, here's how your website gonna look in bones, and we will put the flesh later on.
Yeah, just like the wireframes of it. So
Yeah.
this is a great idea. This is something that I didn't think about actually, but this definitely falls within our mission. So I can definitely see this happening in the future. What I mean is just like if you, let's say, creating something on XD or on Photoshop or however you want to do it, and then kind of input the information back, or kind of approve it through that, or discuss the logo or something. Then there's gonna be a way to do this. Like an InVision app, basically. But again, we're taking all of these tools and bringing it home, to one place where you can manage your entire communication.
Awesome. Thank you, Vito, for this amazing walkthrough, and especially for the preview of what amazing things you're building for the next few version. And I'm sure you're gonna pack a lot of goodness in this as you get more mature with this product. It's still
Exactly.
it's still new, but I guess it already is getting a lot of positive feedback from a lot of people. I know in my circle, and I'm sure in wider range of all your clients that you get. So thank you for this walkthrough. Before we end this, do you want to say something?
Come join us. Like what we're trying to do here, no one did before. We're trying to create that one platform, so that you don't need to deal with all of these kind of different places, jumping around between different softwares and pieces like that. Um, this is the only solution that is focused just around the WordPress community, and in the next year or so at least, this is where we're going to stay. We're not looking to the sides. We're just focused on our growing community, and to make sure that every single process is being included. Right now, we have the promotion going with the Elegant Marketplace,
Mm-hmm.
which is something that I'm really proud of, that we're doing at an early stage. And we're offering, for a limited time, we're offering a lifetime deal in there, that this is my way to finance all of this goodness that we're seeing here.
Mm-hmm.
So definitely, like if you're building websites, and let me just stop this thing here, stop share. Yeah. So if you're building websites, and you're seeing yourself as a WordPress professional, there's nowhere else to go, and this is definitely the future. I think that like Davinder, you and I, we've been in this space for a long time. You remember how it was before page builders, and how we needed to kind of like manually create
Yeah.
all of these stuff. You write HTML, you write CSS from scratch. It was, now looking back, it's insane that this is how we used to do it.
Even
And
other tasks like migrating a WordPress website. I know in early days it was all manual, and you have to write the database name, user ID in the WordPress config file, and manually
yes,
take the backup of database and all that. Now you just have one clicks backup.
one button. So this is what we're trying to create here, because right now we did this survey. I think I showed you this last time,
Mm.
and the community right now is talking to clients manually, in the same way that we built code manually or updated databases manually. Now this is what's happening with communications. So we're trying to bring this to where it should be now that it's almost 2020.
Okay, awesome, Vito. Thank you so much for this walkthrough. Have a good day.
My pleasure. My pleasure.